Hey everyone, I've already talked about this topic 2 times, but I have some new points and I have a new outlook on this and I would like to address it, and I hope you'll find this helpful because it's a little bit different from my other videos. My other videos where I talk about art style, and this one isn't really how to find your art style, but it's kind of like my idea of art styles, what I think they mean, what I think they are, my interpretation of the whole thing. So in my previous videos, I talk a lot about finding your style, specifically your one style, and I should have emphasized more that no artist really sticks to just one style, and it's important to be able to change things up when you're drawing, because depending on whether or not this is a hobby or you want a career, for certain projects you must switch up the way you draw to suit the task at hand. So if you're doing a comic, you're not going to do hyperrealism for everything because that would take forever. But if you have to do a portrait for someone, then you have to do like hyperrealism if that's what they want. Basically, the style changes depending on what project you're doing. My approach to this, or my thought process about this, is that there's two kinds of styles, and the first one is the artist's personal style, or their personality, and that is in everything they do and they can't really change it. So it's like part of them in their art, a subtle thing that kind of makes, no matter what they draw, there's always something about it you can tell that they did it. So my reasoning for this is because two artists can paint the same still life with the same materials, the same colors available to them, and they both turn out completely different, and you can just tell who did which one because looking at all their previous work, you can kind of get a sense of whose looks this way and whose looks that way. And basically that's why I feel that artists have their own subtle style that's in everything they do, because they're not really realizing it. It's something that comes naturally, like they're both assigned the same still life, but they look different and they had different approaches. So there's something is there. It's hard to define what it is, but it's unique to the person who did it. And that's the personal style, I guess that's what I'll call it. It's subtle and every artist has one or will develop it, and it's a natural thing. This is similar to how currently you have a specific personality that you can't really change. It's just who you are, and everything you do involves your personality. And also everyone's voice, everyone's vocal cords, they're different. Everyone sounds different because they have different vocal cords and different shaped bodies. And they have certain ways they pronounce things based on who raised them or where they grew up or what language they speak. Kind of think of it that way. And then, so you have this like personal style that's just kind of like you as an artist, how you naturally draw. No two artists draw the same way. But there's also a more controllable level of style, such as drawing like more graphic design type of stuff, or more painterly type of stuff, more realism, cartoony, geometric, anime, stuff like that. Those are the larger, more easy to define styles, and I think it's easy to kind of cater towards one of those and draw in that style. Oh, realism, I'll just draw this realistically. Cartoony, I'll simplify everything and make things have very based on shapes, and you know what I'm trying to say? And as you grow as an artist, your personal style changes all the time, and the more controllable styles or like genres expand and are easier for you to control. And the things you can easily control about yourself, like the styles you can control, is the way you dress and style your hair. So the clothes you wear, how you look, you can change those really easily, but it's hard to change your personality. As you age, you learn and you grow, and your personality can evolve, and so can your personal style. And your own style and the styles you can control kind of merge together, and that's what kind of makes your art stand out. So two artists try to draw something cartoony, they're going to look completely different. And that's because like their own style is in there as well, along with the cartoony style. And you can't just easily classify any style because everything is so different and there's so many subtleties in everything that every artist draws. And of course, nothing is true 100% of the time for everyone. This is just a general statement, and of course, other people might have different experiences with their style, or style might not even be a concern to them. Style is this big thing. I've noticed lately that a lot of artists want to find their style, and they want to have a specific way they draw, and usually it has to do with people and like more simplified, stylized people, so like cartoony stuff, kind of like the stuff I'm gravitating towards. But I think this kind of style is when artists draw casually in their sketchbook or they work on personal projects, and they kind of have a preferred style that they tend to focus on, and it's their most comfortable style that they like. So basically you'll take cartoony mixed with their own personal style, and they draw in that style their specific way. And I think that's what most people are searching for. They want something stable that they can always go back to, something that is theirs, that is recognizable, and that they are good at drawing. And this is why it's really hard to like know when you have a style, because you're so used to just drawing the way you draw. It's hard to see your art from a different set of eyes. You can't see yourself from someone else's perspective. You're just like in your body. And I definitely think time helps, but this video isn't really about finding how to find your style. It's just art styles in general. So of course every artist has a certain way that is their favorite way to draw, and I would call this their style. This is their style, is their favorite way to draw, or they could have more than one way. It's not the same for everybody. That's the beauty of it, I guess. Everyone is different. Some people might have a couple different styles, or they just kind of draw whatever feels natural. Style isn't always a concern for everyone, but I've noticed lately a trend in people caring a lot about styles. Maybe especially beginners, like I definitely care about that too. I find it very fascinating how everyone draws things differently. I think it's really cool. And to add on, I think it's definitely good to not limit yourself to one style. Like, going back to the clothing analogy, wouldn't it be boring to wear the same outfit every day of your life, or wear whatever you want? This is a really, really weird analogy. So basically that's you drawing the same style all the time. But one day you might have to wear a suit for a special event, and that might be completely new to you. But if you've tried wearing a suit before, then maybe it will be easier. And the same thing kind of goes for style. The more you experiment with style, the more things you can draw. But you don't want your closet to be so full of clothing that you can't find the outfit you want. Meaning you don't want to have so many undefined, vague ideas of how to draw things, a whole bunch of different styles that aren't really very defined, that you can't find the one that you want. Because sometimes I can confuse myself really easily. Like, I want a certain project to have a certain style to it, but there's just so many different things in my head that I can't pull the one that I want. I don't know if this makes any sense. Basically, it's good to be able to draw different styles. You should be able to draw different styles. But no matter what style you choose to draw, your own personal style will influence it and have some sort of effect on everything you draw, and you can't really change that. Every artist has a different hand, has a different brain, has a different personality. They hold the pencil different. Right-handed and left-handed has a difference in how something will look, because your brushstrokes have a different direction. Everyone draws differently anyway, and there are styles you can control, and when you choose to draw in a specific style, your own personal style then influences that style, and that becomes its own unique thing again, which is why you can't really classify styles. There's no rules with art, there's just suggestions. You don't have to do anything any one way. That's the good thing about art, the fact that you can make anything you want, however you want. Except, of course, if it's for a client, you're gonna have to cater towards what they want you to do and what style they're looking for. And in that case, it would be very useful to be able to know how to stylize things differently. But the artist, whoever hires you, is still looking for, like, they see something in your art that they really like, and that is your personal style. No matter what you draw, there's some element in everything that kind of makes it feel like your own style, or to other people, they can tell, oh, that is your art. So that's kind of how I view styles. A lot of it comes naturally for sure, but a lot of it you can control. It's just so tricky because everyone has a different experience, everyone learns differently, everyone is different, and no people find their style the same way. And some people might not even consciously look for a style, it just happens naturally. And some people have to like pursue it, some people have to work on it and refine it. And I think that's okay, but it's good to know which kind of person you are. And I think you definitely can control your style, but some elements of it you just can't control because you draw a certain way, just like you were born a certain way. I hope this makes sense. It's really hard for me to describe, but I tried to kind of lay out for you what I think of styles. So let me know what you think of what I think of styles, or just what your opinion on this topic. I really hope you found this interesting, or informative, or inspiring, or something, and I will see you in my next video.